now serving for the Mustangs.
And just out of reach of Western's Candace Scott. Yep, Livingston definitely a great defensive as well as offensive player for the Queens Gaels, using her height to her advantage as she tried to do there, but fortunately for the Western Mustangs, Gimma with an excellent textbook block. And Gimma, who's been showing great defensive skill with her blocks today, is going to be serving right now for the Mustangs.
Melissa Langiger would just put that one a little bit too far, so Queens gets another point. And what an unfortunate way to end this set on a missed serve.
Veltman for the Mustangs is going to serve again. She just drops it in there, but Korchinski's able to dig that one up, and there's going to be a point for Western there.
Going back to serve for Sarah Hardy now. And now Queens will have their setter in the back row.
Good job there by Veltman just to tip it over, but Queens is able to set up and get it back to their side. Sestrick bumps, and an excellent attack there by Kelsey Veltman. Gemma passes it to her teammate, and that one is going to be spiked again by Kelsey Veltman.
Now for Western for game set point.
Livingston is with the spike attempt. It's kind of hard to communicate, even us two, let alone if you're on the court with the noise in here, Nick.
Luckily for the team, the sound doesn't travel necessarily as far as it is. We're right in front of the fans. We're hearing the most of it. Over there, they have a little bit more distance between them and the sound.
Queens.
Queens assistant coach there wasn't really ready for that one.
Gemma with perfect placement. And Western with another point. And Gemma, who's been having a great game and season for the Mustangs, serves it. That is up for Queens' Isabel Korchinski.
And at what point do you think that Melissa Bartlett might have to take her second timeout of the set? This is 5 straight points for the Queens Gaels, and this is going to be a free ball for them as well. They can set up an attack.
Yeah. Hit over by the Gaels. Gemma spikes it over. Queens cannot keep that in. And Western is going to celebrate here at Alumni Hall as they take this game 25-20.
You know what, we executed our game plan pretty much start to finish, and that's been kind of it was a focus all week. Our goal was to have our middles be our leading scorers because we knew that was a good matchup for us, and that was the truth. Kelsey led and Candace was second, so that was great.
I think we struggled a little bit with serving targets. We weren't consistent with that, so I think just getting more consistent, keeping more balls in and keeping them in play so our defense can do our things.
Yeah, I think, you know what, it was definitely a loss of focus, and I think it was just excitement. Like, we were at the end of the game, and making to the Final Four is such an accomplishment, and I think we were looking ahead at next weekend maybe already and getting excited for that. And, you know, I wasn't actually surprised that it happened because Queens had that last push too. Like, they were basically fighting for their lives, and I was glad we were able to pull it out because you never know in a situation like that going into a fourth set where that team has some momentum. So I was proud that we were able to finish it in 3.
We're going to prepare solely on just Toronto right now. We're just going to focus on them 100%. And I think we're just going to focus on their big outside hitter, Alina Dorman. And I think if we can do the same thing to her as we did to Caroline this weekend, I think we'll be pretty successful.
Yeah, so we definitely match up against U of T. And I think, honestly, that's a matchup we like. Like, it's such a great challenge for us. They're undefeated in, I think, what now would be almost 45 consecutive games, which is, you know, so we kind of go in as the underdog. But I really feel that we can dictate the level of that match as well. We've got a little bit more playoff experience than some of their players. But certainly we're going to prepare all week for them and be ready to go Friday night.
Energy was so good, like throughout the whole game, and we kept it really consistent, which is something we really wanted to work on, and we like practiced that a lot in practice, so it was great to like see it into the game. our other game plan was to run our middles a lot, so me and Candace, and we got probably the most attack attempts on our team, which is really good because that's what we wanted to do.
So it's been our goal all year to be OUA champions. Like, that's been clear. It's been posted up in our team room. So that's on the line, but also to earn the right to represent the OUA at the national championship. So it's the ball's in our court. If we can defeat Toronto and earn one of those top 2 spots, we're guaranteed a spot at the national championship. So that's a very exciting position to be in.